Season's greetings to all and every one of our listeners, and to the fellow hosts in studio, Mr. JRP, and the VIP guest of the night, the one and only Cassahn.
I don't know.
VIP indeed, because the man is here, not because the club they win. So I'm going to show him face tonight.
No,
definitely. We always show face, even in defeat to show face, because that's what a true fan does, you know?
That's true.
All right, well, tonight's episode is going to be strictly focused on the Boxing Day EPL matches, you know? It's a tradition in England, so we're going to make it a tradition here. Last of the real podcast.
Back to football again, Brian. Long overdue.
Definitely. Yeah, back to our roots.
Yeah.
But it's kind of bittersweet, this episode, because I think 3 games get cancelled today?
Yes. The Wolves versus Watford, Liverpool versus Leeds United, and Burnley versus Everton. Everton would have probably lost that one anyway.
True. Leeds would have probably concede 6 or 7.
Another double figure.
Yeah, man. Especially after Liverpool dropped points previous match game. Leeds did definitely have a debt.
Yeah. They're going through a bad spell at the moment. Quite surprising, to be honest. Didn't expect them to struggle this much this season. But Leeds only play one kind of way, attacking football.
It's surprising, yes, but on the other hand, it's kind of not so surprising, because when a team like Leeds only play one way,
no plan.
It's kind of easy to figure them out, and they play very open football, so they're not really tactically flexible, whereby they're going to play like, say, a Man City or a Liverpool and say, all right, let's be a bit conservative, men behind the ball. No. Leeds will always be Leeds, so they're coming attacking, and teams like Liverpool and City thrive on that type of game. So spaces will be in behind and all of that. So it would work for a period of time, but after a while, they need that tactical flexibility where you should know how to shut up shop or play a different
adapt
game.
to your team. No, stick up in though. I think injuries and COVID kind of really take a toll on Leeds team, because Brentford's been out for most of the season. They've been having a lot of injury problems this season.
Yeah.
So, yes, while their tactics has been figured out, the main guys have been missing for most of the season. So that can also be a problem.
Regardless of that, Brian, when the main guys were there, they were still playing. You could say poor.
Yeah, and
true.
Another reason you can look at too for the injuries to it's kind of probably can say kind of self-inflicted, because if you look at the Leeds team, one Bielsa doesn't really rotate his team. He have 11, and that's the 11 him stick with, right? Maybe a one change or anything like that. And then at the same time, Leeds play a very intense football, always running, never stop running, kind of like Liverpool. But Leeds one just come like it's different, it's even more intense than Liverpool, because there are times when it's like Liverpool sit back or drop back a bit, but not with Leeds. Leeds always like Bielsa drills those players to the ground. So it's just a matter of time before, players start breaking down. And like I said, he's the same team that plays almost every week once they're barring no injuries.
But did you guys see that rumor that Rafinha is going to Bayern Munich?
Bayern Munich.
Yeah,
I saw that.
But how much truth is behind it? Because
honestly, I don't know, but it's something that have been trending heavily.
I mean,
honestly, I don't want him to leave.
Price tag $50 million.
Why wouldn't want him to leave?
If he's leaving, I need him to come to Arsenal.
Yeah, bless up to everyone. Well, really and truly, Brian. Rafinha, brilliant player. Don't know, Brazilian, he will make it better. You know what I'm saying? But to sum up everything that was said, I would say Rafinha is a brilliant player. I definitely would want Rafinha at Arsenal. I don't think Saka has taken Pepe space, and as you all know, they just recently I get like a ratings with Pepe. If Pepe could finish like Saka could, if Pepe could have the intelligence of knowing what to do with the ball other than just cut in and drive it, fire. If you think like Saka, Pepe would have owned the space step on the wing. But I don't think nothing is wrong with a new addition. But rate Rafinha. You know, I think sometimes people say I'm selfish. I don't think I'm selfish. I think it's because of how Leeds play and because at the moment he's the man at Leeds right now. So him kind of I feel a responsibility to say, hey, I have to get this done. I have to find a goal. I have to find a pass. I have to find this. You see me? But I really love my Arsenal. Don't think, yes, going to Bayern, I always want to strengthen, but I don't think he's needed at Bayern. You know, as Cassahn say, them always a try to strengthen. But come on, be the player now, and would I tell him, say, please do not go to Bayern, don't go to Bayern. You know, and yes, it would really hurt Leeds, and because I think the injuries affect Leeds a lot. Because when I check it, sometimes you look like have all 7-8 player out and injury, and out of the 7 or the 8, probably 3-4 of them are some main players. You understand? And it keep on happening. And so as I say now, Cassahn, him have 11 when play. And if you have 4 man or 5 man out of your 11, and you have to drop in the next man, but you normally sub, where you have to put him in the main team, now everything change, you know. You understand? And with Bamford and so, who normally help bring the team, it's stuck on really Rafinha now and them thing there, see me? And so, yeah. But Rafinha, very good player. I would say Arsenal or somewhere else over Bayern Munich.
Listen.
Oh,
I don't want to the sense.
To replace Pepe.
You know, probably. Well, Pepe already has a replacement. You know, so Saka replaced Pepe.
Yeah, I don't see if that should happen, Brian. I don't see him fitting. Not say fitting, but I mean that will complicate things.
Yeah, but Bayern Munich has a monopoly in Germany.
See him fitting where? Bayern or Arsenal?
At Arsenal.
Oh, yeah. Because honestly, I think he would fit seamlessly in Bayern Munich.
Exactly.
Because he's a similar, he's a similar player to like a Kingsley Coman or a Serge Gnabry. They are similar players. So that Bayern system would suit him. But
exactly.
But is he needed? Is he needed in Bayern? Bayern has a monopoly in Germany.
I would not necessarily needed, but you know, but this is Bayern's thing. Bayern always strengthening. So even when we look at it from the outside, I said, but Bayern doesn't need this player. Bayern don't need that player. Bayern is always looking to strengthen because
the thing about it, guys,
they always have to stay on top.
The thing about it, what I look at, is that Rafinha deserve better, and no disrespect to Leeds. No disrespect to Leeds fan. Because this man single-handedly carry Leeds on his back. I mean, why not going to a team that can win trophies and possibly win a Champions League? I mean, he deserves that.
No, we definitely agree. Rafinha deserves a better team. But $1 million question: you guys think Leeds is gonna get relegated?
Possible.
No, I don't think so.
All right. This is what I think. If they do get that $50 million or whatever the price tag, and if that rumors is true that Rafinha is leaving, then they can reinvest and get a next quality player in the January transfer market.
But for Leeds' sake though, it would be nice if he could stay the rest of the season because the rumors are that
Definitely.
it's January and it would be very um hurtful to Leeds and maybe for the fans probably who knows maybe he could probably become some villain in the fans' eyes because you're going to leave the team in like the middle of a crisis um during the middle of the season, right? So
True.
yeah, so he's arguably the best player right now. So
But
it'll
question,
be a tough loss.
question Cassahn.
Mm.
If it wasn't Brian, it would have possibly someone else in the league. Because I mean, Rafinha is like a Bugatti in a Toyota garage.
Yeah.
I mean, at
Yeah,
some
that's
point,
true.
some
Yeah,
club in
at some
England would
point,
have possibly come
right.
and sneak and purchase him.
Right. Yeah, because I'm sure he's a very you must have a lot of suitors right now because yeah, from last season when I saw him, I'm like, yo, the would have been there. Yeah.
The
Skills,
three,
PS, yeah.
everything,
He's the man that
everything,
keeps these ticking.
everything.
Yeah.
But while we move away from Leeds, and we just hope the best for Leeds because we don't really want the Leeds to get relegated.
No, because they provide entertaining football.
Very entertaining football.
Yeah. When they play in
No,
Chelsea, when they play Chelsea, but not when they play City
Yeah.
and Arsenal.
yeah, because a thump up face that.
This
No,
same Leeds that pushed Chelsea to the limit to depending on a 90th minute penalty to win. And then no, this very same Leeds go to Manchester City and just get rolled over. And
but Cassahn,
yo,
remember who you're talking about.
yo,
Manchester City. At
I
the moment,
know
Manchester City will steamroll anybody.
that is true. That is true. But Leeds is generally a team that is up for the fight. The fight that I saw them show against Chelsea, I was like, where is this fight against Man City? We all know that they were going to lose against City, but
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
like, where is the fight? And not only for the league, but even for even me in my fantasy Premier League, I'm like, Leeds, no, just score a goal. Please, just take with cancel a clean sheet because him already have enough points and the assists and this and that. Just score a goal.
Leave Cancelo alone.
So
Yes.
speaking of City, since we're on the topic of City, right?
Mhm.
I mean, City was pretty having it easy against Leicester City within 25 minutes. Leicester
Yeah.
did manage to get 3 goals back, but it seemed like it made the situation worse.
No, listen. Personally, I think after they got to 4, they kind of just eased up a
Easy.
lot.
Yeah.
They went into neutral and Leicester had a quick fire 3, which caught City off guard.
What question, guys?
They flipped back into first gear.
Is it City too good or Leicester was playing too bad? Because for me, when I was watching the match,
It's a bit of both.
it's not like Leicester was doing too many things wrong where you can point and say, it's because of that mistake makes City score the goal.
For me, it's just a case of City just being too good. And City just really show their class and why they're defending champions because to be honest, if that was Chelsea playing today and leading 4-0, and then I saw where Leicester came back and the match was at 4-3, I would be very worried. And at that point, I would feel like, yo, we're going to lose this or we're going to draw. That's how I would feel.
City fans, don't worry.
But, well, I don't know. I'm not a City fan, so I don't know if they were worried, maybe. But the team that they have and the manager that they had, don't allow them, I try not to allow them to, lose games from winning positions. Because a lot of teams would have blown. Let's say a Spurs. Well, maybe not contest.
No, not Spurs. Not Spurs, because there's a saying, they Spurs the top. That's their thing.
All right, but
that's not what you're saying.
But yeah,
no, Cassahn, I think it's City really good plus Leicester really poor because in the cup the
Were
other
they,
day.
Brian? Were they really poor?
No.
Or just outclass?
It's a bit of both. Because Leicester have been leaking goals left, right, and centre. Leicester play against a Liverpool B team the other day and still concede like 4 or 5 goals.
But like I was saying, Brian, when I was watching the match early on, you know, like you could point out and say it's because of that error led to the goal. I mean, City was just pretty much passing through them.
Maybe not any individual errors, but if it was the Leicester City of old, let's say then, certain defensive positions would have been shut down and City wouldn't have had space in certain positions.
They did try to rally back.
They did try to rally back, but Leicester's problem for the last couple of weeks or months has been in defense.
Conceding goals.
Yeah, they've been really shaky.
Yeah, I would agree.
They'll score goals, but if them score 2, they'll concede 4.
Yeah,
that's the type of season that Leicester.
Exactly.
I guess that's something Brendan Rodgers will have to fix.
You guys think he might be on the sacking table?
It's him and
results continue.
Yes,
it's him and Bielsa. Him and Bielsa are on the table, right?
Remember that Leicester is not a patient club, you know. Leicester,
that is true.
Leicester kind of is like the lower table Chelsea.
Quick to fire manager.
No patience.
All right, maybe not the lower tier. Let's say mid-table now, because Chelsea is a top tier Chelsea. Then Leicester is a mid-table Chelsea, and then Watford is the lower tier Chelsea. I remember Watford is the next club that very trigger happy.
I mean, speaking of Watford right now, I guess it's a pretty good situation that their match got postponed.
It depends.
Maybe. I mean, Watford has been pretty exciting to watch.
Yes, that is true.
And they've been getting results.
Yeah, but they were coming up against a Wolves side that pretty much finding their form.
The Wolves team that they're coming up against hasn't been scoring a lot of goals, but mainly defending and grinding out 0-0.
Very
resilient
in defense.
Yeah, that's the Wolves team. But also, Watford has Dennis and King that they've hit form. They've really hit form.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that maybe this beer probably doesn't do them any good, because it's not such a good thing when you're on great form and then 3 game weeks go by and you're not playing. You kind of get called up. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of form these guys come back in.
And then
was in red hot farm.
And then they will lose Dennis. They will lose Dennis soon as well because of
the Afghan.
Yeah.
Now, what other game was on the 10 o'clock kickoff today?
I mean, Arsenal find it pretty easy against Norwich.
That was a Christmas present.
Yeah, I don't think Arsenal came out of first gear.
Everybody finds it easy against Arsenal. Norwich guys. Come on.
Yeah.
What was the Chelsea Norwich score?
That was 7-0, sir. 7-0.
What was the Manchester United Norwich score?
Hold on, there you go. A 1-0 Man U win or 2-1.
I think they found the winner in the 98th minute or something like that.
It's a penalty.
You mean exactly? I was gonna say you mean they got
well.
But with all joke aside, Norwich is getting relegated.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. It's all about a mathematical picture right now for them.
And sad to say,
I can't see them getting any players in the January transfer market because you're rooted at the bottom of the table, right? And even if you go to the championship and get players, right? Players coming up now don't want to fit into a side that's possibly going to get rid of it.
It's going straight back down. Yeah.
And also start to say, Newcastle with their billions look like they're going to get the drop as well.
Well, don't say that yet. Newcastle play tomorrow, and you never know. Miracles happen around.
They are coming up against a Manchester United with a well-rested Ronaldo.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, you never know. The rest might seize up bones and,
Brian, I highly doubt
not
that.
with Ronaldo. Not with Ronaldo. Any other player, but not with Ronaldo. Probably Ronaldo, as it stands, even though Manu might not have played the past 2 or 3 games, Ronaldo might even be fitter than a lot of the players who are playing right now a match. Remember that man doesn't allow himself to get any way, shape, or form out of fitness.
That man drink water and eat healthy 7 days a week.
Yeah, that is true.
But
I guess a lot of persons call him the GOAT for many reasons because this man probably actually eat like one too. Water and grass.
But question, and on a serious note, what is the issue with Everton and Newcastle? They're just so inconsistent.
It's the pressure.
I mean, when you look at Everton's side, Everton have a good side, with good individualism.
No, for Everton, it's definitely the pressure, right? The fans want Everton to become like their neighbors, Liverpool, and that will never happen. So the pressure normally gets to the players, gets to the manager, where they overdo it and they try something and it just doesn't work out.
You think Richarlison might get frustrated?
Eventually, but also Everton's problem is they've been missing Calvert-Lewin.
The same Calvert-Lewin rumor to come to Arsenal.
Yeah.
That's why you laugh. I mean, Aubameyang is working from home. Remember, Aubameyang is working from home.
Remember, man. Calvert-Lewin is a really good player.
I'm guessing. So back to what I was saying, because when you look at Newcastle team, right? Well, they're still the richest club in the world, right? They can't get it right at the moment.
Yeah.
It will take time. I give them this. It will take time.
Are they the new Queen Parks Ranger?
But honestly, with all the fanfare and all the hullabaloo that was surrounding Newcastle with the new takeover, the Saudi people, I wasn't really getting excited or worried about them, because really and truly, there was nothing that the new owners could possibly do at the time when they came in, because it was not like the window was open. And let's be honest now, who is ready? Which top name baller is going to be readily available to go to Newcastle? I mean, we all know that a move to Newcastle for any top baller right now is 110% of money, because going to Newcastle is kissing your hopes and dreams of a trophy goodbye. The only trophy that you probably win at Newcastle is the championship trophy to come back to the Premier League.
So question, Cassahn. So even if they get relegated, right, there's a good chance that they might get promoted back quickly, because with the financial powers that they have behind them, they can easily come back up.
True.
Possible. Just saying. Possible.
No, the next point is, Cassahn, you may be surprised that Newcastle attracts, come, let's say, the summer transfer window, a lot of top name players.
If they stay up, Brian, if they stay up.
Yeah, even if they go down, they might still do it, because remember Aston, when he moved to China, was it China? Yeah.
So Aston was just a disgusting.
Said that was his dream club as a boy.
By the way, Aston still in China?
I think so. That's what I'm saying, man. There's a lot of mercenary football players out there, like the Cashley Coles and stuff, that for the right price, you never know. They may try Newcastle and bring them back.
I'm not a fan of that example used right there, sorry.
Why?
I mean, in fairness, if he did left for money, he eventually backed that up.
I can't agree with the Cashley Cole, because remember, the same Cashley Cole went on to become one of the greatest left back in history.
No. Stop. Hold on. Stick. No. Stick a pin.
And
Don't say went on to become. What? When he was at Arsenal, he was already the greatest left back in the league. He didn't went on to become anything. He was already the greatest.
He was one of. He then went to Chelsea and cemented that fact.
Going into Chelsea and getting those titles cemented even more.
Make us say cemented even more.
Even more. He was a very good left back at Arsenal. Let's not take anything.
Man, he was a great left back. He wasn't good. He was a great left back.
Exactly. Don't act like a Chelsea Billy.
but yeah, not to stray from the point. But yeah, we all know that there are a lot of mercenaries out there. But
you never know what can happen in football.
I mean, I find it hard to see the top players from out of Europe coming to play in the championship.
Maybe the type of players that would come to Newcastle would be some players some good big name players
last contract.
Out of favor.
Exactly. Out of favor. Looking for that last big contract before they retire.
Maybe personal people like Aubameyang.
You never know.
Funny enough, guys. Look at this. Just imagine Newcastle coming to Aubameyang's rescue. Say, yo, Arsenal give 300, they give 600.
600.
I don't think Aubameyang would ignore that. I mean, that would be his
you're
biggest
talking about Aubameyang. Look at Paul Pogba. They probably go for Pogba too.
I mean, they would be brave.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Anyway, moving from Newcastle, we examine the next 10 o'clock kickoff, because like Cassahn said, Arsenal dropping 5 was a mere formality.
Casual. Arsenal did break us with.
And City winning was the same. Both teams never stepped out of first gear.
Yeah.
Even when City were, under a little bit of pressure when Leicester came back, never stepped out of first gear.
Agree.
Now, who else had a 10 o'clock kickoff this morning? So many games cancelled, it's hard to keep track.
West Ham West Ham got the shock of the year, like when Southampton beat them.
No, that was the shock.
3-2.
That was the shock of the day.
Was it such a great shot, though?
Yes, because Southampton hasn't been on any great form either.
I mean, Mikel Antonio finally scored.
Finally.
Need have West Ham.
No, listen. But West Ham beat Chelsea the other day.
Yeah, and that was the last result I've known that they've had.
It's fair to say West Ham struggling right now.
They are inconsistent.
Yes.
They're going for a bad patch, but so have Southampton. When was the last time they won a game?
I mean, regardless of when was the last time they win a game, they actually beat a West Ham team that is considered top 4 worthy.
Right? Yeah. Top 4 worthy. You know what? I think they got done at their own game. They took Southampton as a formality. We're just gonna show up and get these 3 points. Not today. Was not to happen today.
Yeah, Southampton is actually a fairly decent team under Hassan Hotel, it's just that
they've had a lot of injuries.
When it goes good for them, it goes really good. And when it's bad, it's very, very bad. Because for a team to get 2-9-0 results under the same manager, that says a lot. So and after all of that manager is still in his job. So it just goes to show you that he still has quality and I still believe in him, despite those 9 results. And
the bad results this season is because Southampton is another team that is suffering from injuries. Right?
But Question, Cassahn, which manager would you replace him with to come at Southampton right now? It's not like
Hassan Hotel.
Yeah, it's not like there's any managers out there eagerly gearing up to fit into that situation.
For me, but for me, his job isn't under any threat.
Exactly.
No.
He's not one of the managers I would say that his job is on the line, because this you can tell that Southampton rate this man highly, because I hear that Southampton have adapted his style of play right throughout the ranks of the club. So even in the academy, they play the same type of football that the first team does.
Okay.
and that's been laid out by Hassan. So that alone goes to show you that the club really value him and his philosophy of football.
So they're basically just building this team basically around this manager philosophy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And the next thing too, Jermaine and Cassahn, Southampton is more of a breeder club then. They
As
develop
usual.
young talent. Yeah, they develop
Liverpool
young
be.
talent, and Liverpool come knocking,
Liverpool
and
be.
Our
yeah,
Arsenal.
Liverpool be our Arsenal. Yeah.
It's quite surprising that I forgot that Theo Walcott played for the club because he was playing today.
And he just came back from injury. They've had a lot of injury problems. And I will say, I do commend Arsenal's backroom staff because this is one of the first seasons in history where we don't have 6, 7 players on the chopping table with injuries.
That is true.
And our players seem to be coming back a lot quicker than normal.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, they're doing a great job.
Yeah, I have to give them props for that. I don't know, what changed, but I have to give them props for that.
And Arsenal actually winning so much in the festive season. This is the time of the year that Arsenal tend to struggle.
Right? So if tradition stays, come January, trouble.
I mean, we have City coming up soon, so
yeah. And
the last match that we lost was against City, right? When the Kufos quite embarrassing.
At this point, I'm kind of trying to start taking Arsenal serious right now. Because truth be told, all right, yes, the matches that they have been winning are games that they should be winning. But I won't take anything away from them because Arsenal the past couple of seasons have been the Arsenal where they are losing games that they should win.
True.
So I have to commend them whereby they are winning the games that they should win because times gone by Arsenal was losing. As today, Arsenal would be losing to Norwich. And
I don't say no, but it's a Boxing Day and Norwich doesn't beat anybody on Boxing Day.
The thing about it for me with Arsenal is the young blood, Project youth. These youth are hungry. When you look at Saka, when you look at Martinelli, when you look at Odegaard.
Big up Saka, because Saka give me 13 points now FPL today.
When you look at Smith Rowe, who currently is not starting, but he has the mentality. He has the mentality to come off the bench and give his best. When you look at Tierney, when you look at Ramsdale, who they said that why Arsenal purchasing a keeper that expensive, pretty much.
Yeah. Ben White.
You look at Gabriel. You look at our right back. What's his name again? Tamiyasu. I mean, those are the core players that come into the front line. It's not Partey, it's not Aubameyang, it's not Granit Xhaka, it's not those senior players. It's the youth actually bringing Arsenal.
And honestly, I was one of the persons that when Arsenal signed Tamiyasu, I was like,
who's that?
Who is this brother? This man look like on Carter League, but and right now, Tamiyasu is in my fantasy. And right now, Tamiyasu is in my fantasy team. So
same here as well.
You have to eat your words. The man turn up and is performing.
You're right, Cassahn. Maybe say I wonder who was this guy as well. But because me really want to see somebody else other than Cedric and me want better in gone, me willing to welcome anybody in that right back position. So there say this kind of league ball, very important to us. You see me, but we need a backup for him. So that we don't have a reoccurrence of bettering situation a couple years ago. Credit to Odegaard, credit to Ramsdale because with that kind of doubter when it come on to them, but them prove me wrong and really like the way them play, especially Ramsdale. I mean, this man just wow. This man just hey. We have to give credit to them, and Smith, hey, this man, even on my fantasy side, and this man can't stop scoring. I'm glad for that. I want to take him out every week and bring his mother. And I said, no. To all this man confident, the man can't stop scoring. I love that. Continue up on this part where maybe we can put him off up near a second to Salah because again can't beat Salah, but we can put him up near Salah, you know. And I have to give credits to Arteta as I say as well, doing a really good job. They reached the final stage yet, but so far love where man go on, and Arsenal continue like this, definitely top 4 finish.
But give Arteta credit for molding these young players into well, I can't say the finished product as yet, but he's getting there with them. I wasn't the biggest fan of Odegaard, but Odegaard is finding his footing right now. I mean,
and he's showing what he's made of right now.
Exactly. I mean, we'll still get tested in the big games, like the City, the Chelsea, the Man U, and the Liverpool. But if we continue on that, if we continue on this trend, I mean,
Jeremy,
good things are ahead.
Take a point. Normally, when we come up against the so-called big boys, we normally get a beating and go home. Now we're giving them more of a challenge, and we're actually winning 1 and 2 games against some of these big boys.
Which is true.
Yeah, we beat City. We beat Man U. We beat Chelsea. When I beat City last season.
Oh, last season.
One time when City played this season. Yeah, one time.
Well, we're coming up against them shortly, so.
Yeah, so you never know.
And the mood that City are in right now,
Well, fingers crossed. But you know what I'll give Arteta his props for? Yeah. When we were 10th, no? Where were we? We were last. And everybody was stuck Arteta. And you know what? Basically, everybody was calling for his head on the chopping block.
Yeah.
He stood by his guns, and look at where we are now. All these critics that were calling for his head basically are now saying, praising him.
Yeah, it's not easy. So, it's not easy.
I think he's the quality man. He can do it.
I mean, like I said, Brian, to have this core unit of young players and investing in young players is quite brave. Not many managers will do that. And
exactly.
For him to stick with it, I mean, kudos to him.
Yeah, exactly. Now, make back and track, and who was the next 10 o'clock kicker? Because West Ham was the shock of the day for sure.
I think that was it for the 10 o'clock. Wait, no. Tottenham
against there was
Crystal
one
Palace.
More. Yeah. Wilfred Zaha lets his team down again.
I think the question we should ask, why Crystal Palace just sell Zaha and done?
I don't know. He's such a good player, but he's like so raw, so emotional.
Rather clearly the man art is not in Crystal Palace.
And then now make Tottenham look like a big side.
Sorry about that.
Zaha.
The
disappointed Zaha yet again.
Yeah, the Spurs Crystal Palace match today. I mean, Spurs came out looking like, title contenders.
Yeah, I mean, yes, Spurs did look good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take it from them. They look good. But they were playing against 10 men from what? I think the 35th minute.
Something around that.
Time. About 35, 37 minutes, and they were behind already. So 10 men and losing, you are going to be chasing the game and leaving yourself exposed.
Yeah, in the 37th minute by Hated Zaha.
Yeah, Spurs just took advantage of the extra man. Lucas Moura looked really, really good. He looked like he was winning a trophy again.
I mean,
yeah, he looked good today.
For me, the one bright spark in Crystal Palace team is Gallagher. Yes.
The Chelsea man.
Yes, man.
Yeah, man, I
Chelsea.
know you love us. That's something, man.
Let's be honest. Now Chelsea have some good players out there. Now you have Liverpool at Southampton, doing great as well. And now we have Gallagher over here, playing some great football. And
Broja, the striker for
exactly.
Roger
Southampton.
at Southampton.
Even though Liverpool, well, he's not our player anymore because he's been sold. He's not on
You
loan.
guys sold him?
Yeah.
Man, he was sold.
Okay.
Likewise for Gurhey, Mark Gurhey, the centre back for Crystal Palace. Yeah, he was sold as well. So
The good thing about Gallagher is that he has Patrick Vieira there, one of the greatest midfield player ever to grace the EPL.
No, but do you think he'll want to stay at Crystal Palace at the end of the season?
He should.
Or is he going to want to go back to Chelsea?
What's the point of going back to Chelsea?
No, I'm telling you, he would definitely, he in himself definitely wants to go back to Chelsea. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I know. I heard him say that he would love to go back and fight for his place, but what place is there to fight for?
Right now, right now the debate is among some Chelsea fans is that we should go back for him in January, but that is something that I am against because
he's going to get limited game time if he goes back to Chelsea.
He's not going to have the same starring role at Chelsea as he's having now at Palace. So I would want us to disrupt his progress and take him back to the club, and then he won't be getting the same amount of game time. He won't be the main man at the club or anything like that. So for the sake of his career, he should just see out the rest of the season at Crystal Palace.
Just for this season, what about next season as well? Can you see breaking him into the side?
Definitely.
In a Chelsea side?
Definitely. Why? Because if you look at it, we have Jorginho is 30, and Kante is 30 as well, I think, and Kante has been picking up knocks here and there, and he's been used very sparingly by Tuchel at this point. So you're starting to see signs that he's actually human.
Yeah, but what about the situation if he continue using them?
Played. Exactly.
You think Gallagher would willing to just sit around for the next 3 years for Kante to eventually walk out of Chelsea?
No, he wouldn't. But what I can say based on what I see of Tuchel is he's a man of his word, and he's a coach that gives his players chances, right? So once you're doing well in training, he's not a manager to hesitate to play, because I've seen where players like Chalobah, you have a Trevor Chalobah coming out of the academy, been on 1,000 loans before, and this man has been trusted to start in the Super Cup final. He's been one of the shining light in our defense. And this man is even benching Aspilicueta, a club legend like Aspilicueta. So that goes to show that Tuchel doesn't only play by name. Once you're showing that you're able to do a job, you're going to get the game time.
I think you should stick with Patrick Vieira, because one of the things that Patrick Vieira can mold him into that player that he can become.
Complete midfielder.
Complete midfielder. I mean, apart from today's defeat, right, the training that they suffer from Spurs, when you look at Crystal Palace, they're playing like how Patrick Vieira would play in the Arsenal jersey.
Yeah, man.
Difficult to break down. Aggressive.
Dogged, aggressive, and anywhere the ball is, there's a Crystal Palace player or two applying pressure.
And with Gallagher being the main man at Palace, I mean, everything pretty much circle around him. Going to Chelsea, that would be a different situation. He wouldn't be the main man again.
Well, let's see what Chelsea decides to do. Speaking of Chelsea though, Cassahn, you know Aston Villa gave the game today.
Aston Villa gave. No, I can't agree.
Yeah, no. Hear why I said that now.
Yeah.
Giving away one penalty is bad, but giving away two penalty to Chelsea that has Jorginho, penalty king.
The first one was the first penalty. That first tackle was rather poor. Stupid, if you ask me. They didn't need to do that. Today
was a very good game by Lukaku, and
Yeah.
it goes to show that we were really missing him a lot, because when we were without him and we had to be playing guys like Christian Pulisic up top, you saw the difference was like night and day when we had a real striker up there, because that goal that Lukaku scored today would be, that only Lukaku could score that goal for Chelsea today. No other player in Chelsea could score that goal. Not even Timo Werner.
But not
Only other person who would have been a Giroud, who is not at Chelsea anymore.
But not.
Or a Drogba, man. If you're gonna say that, then you gotta say a Drogba.
Not being the Grinch, not being the Grinch of the season, right? This is what you expect from Lukaku to score against the. No disrespect to the Leicester teams.
Yeah.
Will he turn up against the Liverpool that have the better defender, or the Manchester City?
Arsenal. He turned up against Arsenal.
No, but in fairness, Arsenal was a depleted Arsenal.
Very depleted Arsenal.
I was a depleted Arsenal with injury.
Yeah, that's all right. That's true. The thing is that a lot of persons have been saying about Lukaku is his output against the top teams, which I agree that yes, it could be better. However, it has a lot to do with the style of play of the team, because you realize that what I've seen of Chelsea with Lukaku in the team is when we're playing against like Liverpool or the City, we play a lot more conservative. So the chances are very hard to come by for a man like Lukaku, who his game depends on supply. You have to be supplying him for him to score. So without supply, you can't expect him to score, right? And so like
basically,
I said,
Chelsea coming up against the bigger boys go for a more defensive approach.
For the most part, I wouldn't be as
free flowing
as free flowing like we are against the lesser teams, if I may say so, which is kind of natural, because you're not going to go up against Manchester City playing open football, because you'll get a Leeds, right?
You'll get a Leeds.
But at the same time, yeah, we play a bit more conservative against like the Manchester Cities and the Liverpool. So he doesn't get a lot of supply. So it's very hard for you to, for him to score. So
one thing I will say today though, he showed off his strength and speed.
Yeah,
because that final penalty was Lukaku's strength and speed.
And that's the same way how he targeted Pablo Mari in the fixtures couple. He does rely on strength and speed, but like I said, when he comes up against the more, you could say, the world-class defender that Lukaku is missing.
And you know that he actually played a very decent game against Liverpool when that game that we drew 1-1 at Anfield when we had 10 men. He still played a very good game against Liverpool, and there were times when this man was bodying Van Dijk. I would say it was a 50-50 contest with him and Van Dijk in that game, because there were times when Van Dijk muscled him off, and then other times when he muscled off Van Dijk, and there was one moment where he absolutely left I think it was Matip on the floor. So yeah.
But that Liverpool game, Chelsea basically, once it was 1-1, shut shop. It was 10 men behind the ball. So even though you say he had a good game, I still can't judge him on that, because his thing was basically to help the defense and then to try and run up front by himself. That's a hard game to actually mark him fairly on, because I can understand, yes, you're playing Liverpool and you're down to 10 men and you're drawing. The sensible thing to do is to shut up shop.
Well, he has Brighton next, so that may be a goal face for him.
But speaking of Brighton,
right? We would expect him to score against Brighton, but if he doesn't, I wouldn't be 100% surprised, because Brighton, even though they have not been winning, they have not really been losing.
They won today. They won today.
They draw a lot.
Yeah,
Today was what? Today was
Today was
Brighton's
their
first win
in
in
about
14.
12 or so. Yeah,
14.
even
But
further, 40.
they haven't been losing. A
Yeah,
lot of
that's true.
nil-nils or maybe some 1-1.
Brighton
I don't know Brighton did.
Their defense is just really, really well drilled.
Yeah.
Because they don't have any world-class defenders in there now. They're just really well drilled. And Sanchez has been playing phenomenal. I got to give him that. Sanchez has been playing really, really well. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. He's been playing really well.
I think what is missing from Brighton is a top quality striker, a world-class striker that can turn some of those jaws into wins.
So you say Welbeck isn't a world-class striker?
Well, I wouldn't. Honestly, anything with Welbeck, if you can get him fit,
and that's the thing.
He can contribute to the season with goals, but he struggles staying fit.
And that's what Brighton's problem was too. Brighton is another team that has had a lot of injuries. Yeah. I think Welbeck just come back this match week.
Yes, from hamstring injury or something like that.
Yeah. And Trossard came back 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
So, Brighton, while they've been doing really well, they've been doing it, or not really well, while they've been holding out, they've been doing it without some of their top players.
Credit to the manager.
Yeah, I mean, Brighton has surprised everybody this season. Yes, they were doing really well, and they dipped off with the whole 14 games without a win. But you're accustomed to Brighton being at the foot of the table. Mm-hmm. This season, you've seen a whole different Brighton. And you're right, Jeremy, credit has to go to the manager.
Yeah,
but it's actually a decent manager anyway.
Yeah, man, the man last name is Potter, the man is a magician, So the man always find a way to get a result. And I believe if he had much quality players, I mean, we could see Brighton winning a lot of those matches that they draw.
True, definitely.
Yeah, true.
No, there's only one more match left for this game week, and that is Manchester United versus Newcastle.
I can't see Manchester United losing this. They are well rested. Ronaldo is well rested and eager to go.
I think Ronaldo might end up scoring 4 tomorrow.
I hope not.
I hope so.
Because I don't have him in my fantasy team, so you can't go off and score 4.
Yeah, the drama with me. I have him in my fantasy team, but if he let's put it this way, if he blanks tomorrow, I wouldn't be unhappy.
You have him on the bench, no?
No, he's actually in my level. However, I'm in a group and I'm currently leading this week by 19 points, right? No, the guy who I am watching, he has Ronaldo as his captain. And like I said,
here
about 9 points. So you know that, and he's Ronaldo is his captain. So just imagine Ronaldo having a rally tomorrow, scoring 4 goals. You know who is losing tomorrow.
Well, Cassahn, the league that all 3 of us are in. I have Ronaldo as my captain, and I'm aiming to be in the top 3. So I hope he drops a world tomorrow.
I was going for Ronaldo, but courtesy to the FPL servers, they were down. Shame on you guys. Shame on you.
But truth be told, this week there were only 2 choices for the captain's armband for me. It was between Ronaldo and Son. And
I think Ronaldo was a bit out. Well, the match hasn't played yet.
Looking at the fixtures on paper, yes, he would be.
Yeah.
But I just went with Son because Tottenham is playing at home. Even though, truth be told, Crystal Palace is a much better side defensive than a Newcastle, but Tottenham have been playing really well under Conte, and Son is always a goal threat.
That is true.
True.
So I left him with the captain odds, but I can't really complain because he scored a goal.
And it's not like, regardless of the scoreline, it's not like Crystal Palace got blown away.
Yeah.
No,
and,
none of that.
But at the same time, remember that even though we might look at this and say, yes, Manchester United is going to wipe out Newcastle tomorrow. Remember that this is the same Manchester United that struggled to beat at Norwich that everybody has been wiping out.
Right, so I say Newcastle
So
can
who
turn
knows?
them Newcastle can
Who
turn them
knows?
tomorrow and
Who
win.
knows? Manchester United is one of those big clubs that the small teams have a liking for, So who knows?
Especially Watford.
Especially Watford. So who knows? But jokes aside, this should be a fairly easy win for Manchester. Yeah. Newcastle can't beat a baby. So
they're struggling right now. Struggling is an understatement.
Yeah, it's an understatement. So Manchester United should win this one. Maybe in a comfortable 3-0. I don't even see Newcastle scoring really. But as I said, let's see it all plays out tomorrow because Manchester United is one of those teams that loves to give surprises.
It should be a good one.
But then again, that's Manchester United under Ole. So they're on a new management now.
True.
And also he's had the team for a good 3 years or weeks now, training and instilling his philosophy.
Well rested.
Yes, so we should move it. And at this point, we kind of should see a bit more of his identity in the team because when he just took over the team, even the first match, we can't really say, yeah, man, it's a raggy performance or whatever because this team would still have Ole's stamp all over it. But them being on the training pitch for the past 2 weeks, no matches, just training, and him getting familiar with the players, we should see a little bit more of his influence on the team. Not like we're not going to see the Manchester United playing like Ragnick's side in Bundesliga, but a bit more of his philosophy on this team. So so
but
we should be able to Man U tomorrow.
But going back to Arsenal, because Brian and I was talking about this, and we being Arsenal fans, I'm saying that game midweek against Wolves, the postponement should actually be a good thing because now we do have a midweek game, right? So we can actually get the players well rested and send out our best team against City over the weekend.
At this point, I'm really wondering what constitutes a game to be postponed.
I don't know, Cassahn. I think
in Wolves' case, they said that they only have 13 players available.
I don't know what constitutes a game to be postponed because if Chelsea can play every one of their fixtures, there was even a match when to how it was Chelsea, we had 2 goalkeepers on the bench. No team has names 2 keepers on the bench easier. We had 2 keepers on the bench, about 3 or 4 defenders, and 2 midfielders. We had no attacking options.
But Cassahn, it was the same with Arsenal in the early part of the season.
And I was wondering.
Yet we had to play everything.
I was wondering. No, but the thing is, the games were not being postponed at that time that time that you were mentioning. But now, when a lot of the games are being postponed, I'm wondering why aren't Chelsea games being postponed as well? Because we are being affected. People might look at it and say, oh, yeah, but Chelsea can still feel 11 or whatever. But these are the same set of players that have to be playing because the others are out with COVID. And each match week, a new player is being tested positive. Right, so we don't really have the numbers or the options on the bench, so we have to keep playing the same players, and this is very dangerous because there comes the overload, and when it's not COVID, no, it's injuries. So I believe that
and stuff.
Yeah, so I was wondering why our games are not being postponed.
But like I said, in Wolves' situation, they only they had 13 outfield players and one goalkeeper as the result of the COVID-19.
That's kind of dire. That is
Yeah.
definitely understandable.
Yeah, and really and truly, it's kind of hurtful, with the games being postponed and thing. I hope that a lot of games don't get postponed because we don't have to have same thing like last season and you know, cause some teams are going up have triple game week and them thing now. We are feeling pain in our fantasy. We are feeling pain a lot, So we can understand the managers are going to feel, but we don't want it because when everything runs smooth, so we want the players them fans them everybody just protect themselves and we really don't want this thing spike away where, league have to cancel and them thing that we don't really want that our a team have too much gaming and anything. I really cause I'm really understand Chelsea pain and so because it's just coming like a normal injury, players getting COVID and so I understand. So it really hurtful when you don't have certain players to play. You understand? It just put a damp on the team and them thing. But in all this thing, managers them just have to try and find a way how to go ahead with the thing if you go ahead with because if them say them not postpone the game, what you gonna do? Understand? So I was just hope for the best for the teams them, all of them and all of the players them, keep healthy and keep fit and them thing there. You see me?
And back to your question, Cassahn, that is a great question. Is it something where a certain amount of your players and backroom staff have to test positive for your game to be cancelled, or
But doesn't it come down
what is it?
to the club to send in an official report to the FA as soon as possible?
But this is something
Definitely.
that Chelsea did because Tuchel did say in one of his pre-match conference that the club formally requested the postponement and the Premier League denied it.
But I guess when the FA eventually investigate, I guess they realize that Chelsea could go ahead with their fixtures, right?
And Cassahn, in all fairness, a lot of managers will ask for the postponement just not because they can't play the game, but just for their tactical reasons, or they're hoping to get this player back to play the game. So, it comes down to the club sending in a report and then the FA going over that report and deeming if the game should go on or should get postponed.
That is true. A club will play this to their advantage.
Yeah, definitely.
To be all right, what I will say is everyone has a fairly legit point in this whole thing. So for those persons who says that the games they should just handle the games and whatever, they have a legit point, and also those who would opt for the games to be postponed, they have a legit point as well, because there are a lot of pros and cons to both.
What
So
you
at this
think?
point, in what? All right.
Should the league be postponed till at a certain point in time, or should they just continue with the fixtures that they have?
To say the league on a whole would kind of be sticky because as it stands, there are a lot of games they have a lot of games to catch up on, right? And with every game postponed, that's revenue being lost and all of that, right?
Huh?
So
Then
yeah, for every game being postponed, that's revenue lost and a lot of setbacks, right? And then now they have the problem of trying to fit where now how to fit in these games that are being postponed.
In a very overcrowded fixtures as well.
Exactly.
yeah.
But on the other hand, now you have the player safety, and remember that these players, they have families as well, and when they test positive, they're not only a danger to them, well, to other players, but their families as well. So at this point, it's just like I said, I'm kind of on the fence with it. It's just that in the cases where it's drastic in some clubs, it makes sense to just postpone the game, not postpone the whole league, because if say 9 out of the 20 clubs can still have majority of the players, and let's say maybe only one or two players being tested positive in those clubs. I don't think that would be enough to warrant a whole shutdown of the league, right? Because, like I said, they have a lot of the schedule as it stands is already packed, and then these games that are being postponed now, I don't know how or when they're going to fit in all these games.
Stick up in the
Trust me, Cassahn, before you move to that point, Brian, you mentioned the safety, the players' safety. From a longer time, I honestly think the FA don't care zero about the player safety before even COVID, because these players the FA always try to pack as much game as possible, especially the Christmas period. You remember the other rest of European leagues across the world go on break in December.
And you know why that is German tradition.
No, but it's not all. No, I think it is beyond tradition, no, Brian. I think the FA just thinks solely about money, because when you look at the EPL, right, the TV right, it's so massive there.
Yeah.
So if they care that much about the welfare of the player, I mean, they would have player playing 2 days after Boxing Days and those sort of things. They would take a break long time. So I mean, that ship have sailed. I know you have COVID. They could care zero.
But it's not just the FA, you know, because remember, the African Cup of Nations starts January.
Exactly. And it's been years now, players coming out asking, yo, can't we get a break in December just like the other rest of the league?
Yeah. Especially for the
it's a
players
mixture. Tradition and money.
But we have seen this now. We have seen this now when the Champions League do come back in the coming year in February. The English side have tons of players out with injury because they pick up most of the injury in the festive season.
And then that hampers us against the European team.
So this is not a myth. Tradition can be broken.
Agreed. It's something that we definitely can look at.
I won't lie though. I won't lie. I for what really enjoy the football during this festive season.
Same here, Cassahn. If you listen to the Christmas special, that is the one thing I look forward to.
Of course, we all agree.
I do.
But if we are going to back the players and their welfare, then what are we backing them on? COVID welfare?
Personally,
and then the entire thing.
Yeah, personally, it's just going to be on COVID.
Yeah. Well, like I said, my views, there should be a break in the EPL in the festive season. They should.
Well, didn't they try that?
No, they didn't try. They were talking about it.
No, it wasn't a full break. Listen, it wasn't a full break. It was a break where one team didn't play for 2 weeks, or a few teams didn't play for 2 weeks.
It was on the board to discuss it.
But Jeremy, hold on, Cassahn, don't you remember when let's say 3 or 4 teams, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man U, didn't have any games for 2 weeks, and then when that 2 weeks ended, another team didn't have any game for 2 weeks. You guys don't remember when that happened?
No, man. I don't think that. No, I don't recall. I don't recall that happening.
Yeah, man. Check it back.
Like Quinto said, I think it was being discussed.
It was being discussed for a winter break.
I don't think. Yeah, a winter break was being discussed. I don't think there was anything official.
Listen. When the listeners, when you guys listen to this, please, correct me. Leave your comments and let me know if
they were advocating
that happened or not.
They were advocating for a winter break in the 2019-2020 season.
But wasn't that the COVID hit shutdown season?
And the 2 week you're talking about that took place in February, the COVID related situation.
So they only did it for COVID.
And they did it for COVID. COVID came around. So what choice you have?
Well, I mean, look at right now, man. The new Omicron variant looks like it's going to shut down football again.
But well,
Don't want that.
based on what I'm hearing though, I hear that it's highly transmissible. However, the symptoms are it's not
It's
as
not as
devastating
Okay.
as
it's not as strong.
So I'm looking at the EPL website and it said the winter break was cancelled last season because of the effect of coronavirus.
Yeah.
So it didn't
yeah.
happen.
Yeah, and to be honest, it only makes sense because if the league was on break for a couple of months, it wouldn't make any sense to further break it for the winter because it's not like the players were constantly playing. They were on break for a good period of time. So the issue of fatigue wouldn't be as high.
Wouldn't be
Yeah.
right. It wouldn't be an issue anymore.
So basically it was a saving grace for when COVID came in and halted things. So let's see what happened this January coming around.
Well,
Yeah. Hopefully,
That's
hopefully next year this time there won't be any COVID around, so we won't have this issue to be discussing. So
well,
let's
there are
hope.
precautionary measures to take. So, let's hope everyone can take it and we don't have to wish that COVID's not a thing.
Yeah,
But-
that is so true.
Yeah. We see how it's affecting everything now. So let's take precaution. Let's not leave it up to chance, Take it in our own hands and take precaution.
I mean, not straight away from the world football topic, but I think COVID will be around for a good while.
Yeah.
I don't see it going away anytime soon.
You may be right.
I mean,
But
this is a situation that we have to live with. There's a new variant out. Maybe the next 2 months from now, you will have a next
another new one.
variant and another one and another one
Yeah.
and another one.
Yeah.
So
We're going to, one of these episodes, we have to take a look into, the whole COVID situation again. But
maybe we should invite a doctor on the show.
yeah, definitely.
a doctor that is not biased, right?
Yeah, that's why I said a few,
Yes, man, a doctor that is not biased because no doctor want to come on a podcast and speak the truth and know the truth, I mean, tomorrow morning don't do our work.
Well, let's hope the EPL can continue because
I think it will. It will.
That this for all sports fans, especially football fans, this is the pinnacle of entertainment, the EPL. Yes, you have La Liga, you have Bundesliga, and you have League One, but the EPL is the pinnacle of entertainment. So let's just hope it can continue and we can crown a champion at the end of the 38 matches.
I think that would be City. I was rooting for Chelsea, but
I think if you guys remember episode 1, episode 1. And we need to talk to Travis because I need to know what's going on with Aston Villa.
Boy, City
Aston Villa.
The worrying thing about City is that unlike Chelsea and Liverpool, City will only be losing a Mahrez, and truth be told, City can do without Riyad Mahrez, but Liverpool without Mane and Salah? Maybe Naby Keita and
Naby
maybe
Keita
Matip,
for sure.
But Salah and Mane, right?
That's a big miss.
So that's the worrying thing. Manchester City are only losing Mahrez, right? The other two teams in Chelsea and Liverpool, especially Liverpool, are going to be drastically weakened because for Chelsea you take away Edward Mendy. Kepa is a fairly decent backup, yes, but Mendy is Mendy. And I don't think Ziyech was called up for Morocco, and even if we lost Ziyech, it still wouldn't be as big a loss because
it wouldn't be as big as Salah.
It's not like Ziyech is
and Arsenal losing 3 players.
I'm playing every game or anything like that.
We're losing what? Aubameyang, Partey.
Yeah.
Don't call him Don't call him
Well, to be finished, Aubameyang working from home, right? So
yeah, Aubameyang is working.
Yeah, but so City is not lose just only Mahrez And on top of that, City is in very ominous form. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
Liverpool and Chelsea will drop points, that's for sure. Like,
I mean, to
we see
lose
them
Salah,
dropping points.
Salah of all persons, Salah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Liverpool without Salah. I kind of get tired of Salah now.
That gonna be rough.
Yeah, but City is not losing. Like right now, you look at the fixtures and you're like, who is going to stop Manchester City? Because you look at a Liverpool and you look at a Chelsea fixture, you can say, all right, Chelsea is going to have a rough time against a West Ham away. Liverpool is going to have it rough against West Ham away. Leicester will give them a challenge, but you look at City now and City just steamroll these teams. Like,
so we say City for the title. So who we have second and third?
It's between Chelsea and Liverpool.
Yeah, I had Liverpool second and Chelsea third.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's being the Chelsea in me. I don't want to concede the title and say that we're out of it, but in the grand scheme of things and how we are playing and how City are playing, it's starting to look that way. But
I'm still backing Chelsea. I'm still backing Chelsea.
We've seen strange things happen in the league, and it only takes one defeat to really rattle a team. So,
and that defeat is coming Saturday for City when Arsenal beat them 3-0.
Which is right. Come on, my London brothers. Come on.
And with that, we're signing off for the night.
Come on, my London brothers. What Arsenal fans say? Up the Gunners. What do you say?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Come on, you Gunners, man.
I hope it do happen. I mean, you know, before the show was going to end, I was going to ask a question, but we can leave that question for the...
We can pass and ask a question, man.
No, man. I was going... Since we're coming to the end of 2021, right? I was going to ask the guys there the top 5 song for 2021.
Oi.
Where
top 3. Top
any
genre,
anything.
Anything. The top 5 song in anything. I mean, like I said, now we can leave the question until next week. We think about it because we know this on the spot.
All right, yeah. For me, for next week.
All right.
Yeah. Because there's so much.
So much on the music scene, like, it's like I know that Skeng very, very hot right now. Skeng and Massacre.
But bro, that's a dancehall alone.
Right. That's the thing. But an international
to Montero. Montero is definitely one of the biggest songs for the year, you know.
You see, right now we're good. So, like I said, guys,
let's sign now because I don't want to be discussing this Montero, guys.
That is next week.
Let us sign off on this one.
That is next week homework, right? Next week homework. All the hosts, all the guests come with their top 5 songs of 2021. Any genre, it no matter. Just name a top 5 song we always listen to or on your playlist and just name them off, right? All right. So remember, that's the assignment for next week. And Sniper listen, so we know Sniper in top 5 song already. I'm know Raina in top 5 song already. It's gonna be Jesus, Peter, Mary, and you need.
You know, we're in a 1 speed, so we can't really knock him for that still.
Yeah, man. I know Chappie gonna come next week with some controversy.
Some controversy, may I tell you.
Yeah, which is right. I just want to say everybody just have happy holidays, and just keep it safe on the road, work, wherever. Just keep safe. Blessing. Until next time.
Yeah.
So
until then, guys. Walk good and just keep yourself safe. All of the listeners, just continue to be a brother's keeper. Let's keep each other safe and going through this pandemic. Hopefully soon.
Please take on the time on the road.
Oh gosh, man, you can say that again.
And people, if you're not for go road, just stay on your yard, please. Because we tired for us see the things then on social media with who are gonna missing and who dead or something like that. If you're not on the business on road, stay yard, watch on TV, watch some EPL, do something. Just stay off the road if you need to go there.
It's a festive time now, so definitely an EPL I do it. So
yes, man.
Like I said, just check in the EPL, check in Last of the Real podcast.
Definitely.
We have 19 episodes out now. There's something here.
No, Brian, your jump gone too far.
How old is it? I'm going time travel.
I think Brian, I drink too much for the Christmas period.
I'm a cake there, brother.
Yes, yeah. You're gone too far. But of course, the intention will be to have 19 episodes come. 19
more episodes.
And you listen to me, the sky is the limit. But right now, we're on episode 15. Check in the episode 14, the Christmas special. It was a good one. Cassahn did missing. I guess him not do other things.
No.
We can't say it on here.
Guys, there's something there for everyone. So no matter what situation you're faced with, there's something there for everyone. And if there's something that you're faced with and you haven't heard us talking about,
please email
and you
us.
Want to, definitely email us. If you want to hear us discuss that and give our 2 cents into that topic, just please email us and let us know.
Yes, I just leave it on the Twitter channel in the comments. We get to it.
Yeah. Until then, this is Zian, straight and plain. I'm out.
And of course, this is GRP. Thanks to all our subscribers that we got. We finally break the 100 mark. Thanks for Cassahn for coming on the podcast tonight as well. Check us out on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher. January 1st will be on SoundCloud and Amazon Music as well.
Continue to like, share, help us to move from 100 to 200. Help the movement to grow. And for all those that we talk to every day that still haven't subscribed yet, Jermaine, we what?
I won't say that, but subscribe. Don't wait until we blow up, then join the family. Start it from now and push it. We need the support.
Until then,
yo,
people.